This is KCOY 12 Central Coast News at 5 o'clock.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Montana McLaughlin. The drought has taken the sting out of bees. Many beekeepers are moving their honey-making creatures out of California. It's another example of the state's historic drought affecting wildlife and agriculture. Natalie Tavidian is live in Atascadero, where a company called Veribee is closing down. Dry conditions continue as we close out the first full week of fall. Let's now turn to Jason Stiff in the First Alert Weather Center for more on the hot weather. Santa Barbara County Fire was training hard today just off the coast of Gaviota, getting rescue swimmers recertified to save lives. Reporter Senere de los Santos was at the training day, and Senere, they had to adapt to some windy conditions. 2 people are in the hospital tonight after a big rig and a car collided along Fox and Canyon Road near Santa Maria. KCOY's Corey James has more. A bicyclist is dead after a car accident near Cuesta College today. The crash happened just before 1:30 this afternoon at Highway 1 and Hollister Road. When first responders got to the crash, they tried to do CPR on the victim, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. The Hollister Road entrance to the school was just reopened a few moments ago. The crash is under investigation. A Santa Maria man is behind bars tonight accused of selling drugs. 26-year-old Joe Ruben Gonzalez was arrested yesterday. He was arrested outside of Johnny's Smoke Shop where he worked. That's on the 1900 block of South Broadway. Detectives accused Gonzalez of selling meth and other narcotics. He was booked into county jail and his bail is set at $35,000. Lawyers for Kim Davis say she and her husband met with Pope Francis during the pontiff's visit to the U.S. last week. Davis is the Kentucky clerk who spent several days in jail for refusing to issue marriage licenses to the same-sex couples. Her legal team says she met privately with the Pope at the Vatican Embassy in Washington, and the meeting lasted only 10 minutes. The Vatican has confirmed that the meeting took place. Davis says Pope Francis gave both her and her husband rosaries. One of Davis's attorneys is the chairman of the Liberty Council. The Christian lobbying group claims to have more information into Davis's brief meeting with the Pope. KCOY's Nia Wong has the story and reaction. Congress has passed a temporary budget plan that will avoid a government shutdown. The legislation is now headed to President Obama. Democrats helped embattled House GOP leaders pass the measure with just hours to spare. The Senate passed legislation earlier today. The bill provides 10 weeks to negotiate a more wide-ranging budget deal that would carry on past the 2016 presidential election. Days after Hagen announced it's closing its doors along the Central Coast, what's going to happen next to the vacant buildings? We'll tell you what could be in the works to fill those empty spaces, plus this.